Hi everyone and welcome to today's session. This is an athletic development session. We're going to start off with a warm-up, take it onto a speed and power unit and finish up with a cool down. The focus for the strength and power component has now shifted to repeated efforts of powerful contractions and fast movements. So we want to build up our warm-up to match that intensity. So our warm-up today is going to be a little bit higher in terms of heart raising, and we're going to work on prepping for powerful movements. So the first exercise we're going to start with is one that we've been doing all along, and that's the breathing control exercise. So I'm not going to go through that with you. It is one that we've been working on from the beginning. And then you can take it on to the core bracing exercise. Again, one that we've been practicing from the beginning, so you should be quite familiar with that. After you've completed the breathing control and the core bracing, we'll move on to mobilizing and activating the muscles. So we're going to start off with a lunge T rotation exercise. And Keelan's going to demonstrate that for us here. So you're going to drop down into a lunge position, but with your arms supported in front and a flat foot in front. From here, you're going to keep the opposite arm of your front leg planted, and you're going to rotate to the side of your bent knee, opening up your chest, squeezing your shoulder blades together, planting the hand back down, and alternating the foot position. So Keelan's going to bring the right leg back, left leg forward, and rotate to the opposite side. You're going to push the hips down, rotate, open up the chest, and you're going to perform this for about 6 repetitions, 3 to each side. If you're feeling a bit stiff, you can perform a few more, but focus on pushing the hips down to open up the hips, and focus on squeezing the shoulder blades together and opening up at the chest. 2 more reps. Get that switch. Good. Nice controlled movement, nice and slow to start with. We'll slowly build up that pace and power element. Once you've completed 6 reps here, you're going to keep that position on the floor and move into a push-up position. And again, we'll include that T rotation movement. So Keelan's going to push up. Good. Open up the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together, rotating to the side. Good. Back down, perform the push-up, and then rotating to the side on the opposite side, squeezing the shoulder blades together again. Each rep that you do, you can perform it with a little bit more pace just to get that heart rate up, but maintaining that good control and focusing on opening up through the chest. Again, 6 repetitions. If you feel like you need to perform a few more, you can. And then you're going to stay on the ground for the next exercise, which is going to focus on activating through the core and the glutes. Last rep, Keelan. Perfect. Okay, dropping onto your knees, and we're going to transition into plank position. So plank position is one we've been working on all along, so a nice solid core here, straight line from shoulders to heels. Activate through the glutes and raise one leg straight off the ground. Slowly return and repeat on the opposite side. Take your time with this exercise. Focus on bracing through the core. You're activating through the core and through the glutes here. This time we're going to perform 10 repetitions here. You'll feel the heart rate going up a little bit more. Next exercise we're going to move to involves a jumping motion. So we're starting to build up the pace here and build up the power element. Take a short little rest after 10 repetitions. So Keelan, you can drop to your knees. Back to plank position, and we're going to perform the plank jacks exercise. So you're jacking the legs out and in here, keeping the core nice and strong, and still keeping those glutes engaged as you're performing this movement. Keep your neck nice and strong. Remember, any plank exercise, don't let the head hang. Keep your neck strong, core tight, and keep those glutes activated. 10 repetitions here. And pause it there. Perfect. Okay, Keelan, let's come on to the feet. Let's increase that power element and work on jumping. So Keelan, I'll get you out here for the touchdown jump. So we know the touchdown jump from previous sessions, but we would have performed it in the main element of the session, or main component of the session. Now we're going to use it for our warm-up. So Keelan, let's do a couple more reps there. Eyes straight ahead, touching down, exploding up, reaching the arms up and overhead. And remember, on the landing, nice soft landing. Absorb the force, bent through the ankle, the knee, and the hips. So just 10 repetitions there, and pause. Perfect. Okay, we're going to finish off our warm-up with a little bit of single leg work, and we're going to progress on the single leg hop exercise. So we're now going to perform a hop, hop, and stick. So before we would have performed the hop into the stick movement, now we're going to perform a double hop and stick. So again, Keelan, you're going to demonstrate that for us from the side. You're going to perform about 4 to 6 repetitions here on each leg on the hop, hop, and stick. So Keelan, let's see that again. Hop, hop, and stick. On that stick, you're bending down into it, sinking through the ankle, through the knee, through the hip. And if you're struggling with this, just take it back to that hop and stick. Focus on getting your stability right on that, and then progressing on to the hop, hop, and stick. Let's see that once more, Keelan. Nice quick hop, hop, and stick. Perfect. Once you've performed about 4 to 6 repetitions there on the hop, hop, and stick on each leg, we're ready for the main element of the session. This is the strength and power unit of today's session. The focus still remains on repeated efforts of fast contractions and powerful movements. The interval times and rest times stay the same as the previous block, but we're now going to be further challenged by more advanced exercises. If you find this a bit too challenging, you can return to the exercises used in the previous block. So the 20-second on 40-second intervals still remain here, but we're going to now introduce the new exercises. So Jake is going to demonstrate this first. Jake, I'll get you to step forward here for the first one. It is best that you have someone time you on this so that you're not worried about watching the clock, and take full advantage of that rest time. So we're looking for 4 rounds here on each exercise. Let's see how you get along. Okay, so the first one is the tuck jump exercise, Jake. And what we're looking for here is an explosive movement. So really jumping up, driving the knees up to the chest, catching yourself on the landing, resetting and going again. So it's not about how many reps you can do here. It's about how explosive you can make each rep. So for 20 seconds, Jake, we're going to perform that tuck jump in 3, 2, and 1. So explosive, tucking the knees up into the chest. You can see there how Jake is landing, absorbing the force through the ankles, knees, and hips, and resetting. So nice and explosive on that movement. Working for another 5 seconds, driving the knees up into the chest. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Take your time with the recovery. Use your breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. When you're doing this at home, you're going to repeat that for 4 rounds. So 3 more rounds, and then you're going to move on to the next exercise, and that's going to be your tricep dip exercise. So this is one we're very familiar with, but it's one that we want to make as explosive as possible now. So Jake, let's set up for the tricep dip. Okay, and because we're not doing each round here, or all 4 rounds, we're just going to, for demonstration purposes, move on to the next exercise. Okay, so Jake, for 20 seconds, off we go. Slow drop down and explosive up. So we're looking for nice power on the way back up. Drive up, get that slow drop down. During the 20 seconds, you want to make sure that you're getting your breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And each rep that you do, make it as powerful as possible. Last one, Jake. And relax. Good. Again, your 40-second rest period. You're going to repeat that 4 times, and then you're going to move on to the frog mountain climber. So this is advancing on from the Spider-Man mountain climber we did in the previous block, and Jake's going to demonstrate this here. So hands on the ground. Let's get the legs back this way, Jake, and just hands on the mat. Just make that comfortable for yourself. Yeah, let's come into the center of the mat there. Perfect. Okay. All right, let's lift into that push-up position. You're jumping explosively and getting the knees up to the outside of the elbows, and jumping back to a narrow position. So nice explosive movement. Drive the knees up to the outside of the elbows. Off you go again. And back. Good. So get yourself into a nice rhythm here, but don't forget the purpose of this exercise is to look for an explosive movement. So the main aim of this unit is strength and power based. You will get a heart raiser here, but it's more about strength and power. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay. I'm just going to take this mat away for the next one. We're going to demonstrate the split lunge jump, or the lunge jump.
but with the same split leg landing, okay? So this is quite an advanced exercise. Take your time with it. Jake's going to demonstrate this for us. So instead of that split lunge jump and landing in the opposite split position, you're going to jump explosively and land with the same leg forward, same leg back. Okay, so Jake, when you're ready, let's demonstrate that and use those arms. So you're going to draw your legs together, an explosive jump up, and then split them back into that same position that they were at the start. Good. So taking your time with this, explosive movement. Take the few seconds in between if you need to. Let's go again, Jake. Explosive, good. And continuing that for 20 seconds. Quite a tiring one, quite a hard one to coordinate. So take your time with it. And relax. Okay, Jake, I'm just going to get you to demonstrate that from the side so we can see that. So just give me 2 repetitions on that big explosive jump, landing in that same split position. Good. Explosive. Perfect. Good. Okay, so take your time with that one. Take your time getting it coordinated, getting the movements right, and then work on explosive movement for 20 seconds across 4 rounds with the 40-second break. The next exercise and the final exercise is going to be a single leg burpee. So burpee that we used in the previous block, we're now going to challenge the body, challenge the strength by taking it onto a single leg. So for both that previous exercise and this exercise here, you're going to alternate the legs. So for the split jump, you'll start with your right leg forward, left leg back, and repeat that for 1 round. And then for the next round, switch legs. Same thing's going to happen here. So Jake's going to start off on the right leg, do a full round on that, and for the next round, do left leg and alternate. Okay, so Jake, let's see a single leg burpee. Good. A nice explosive jump here. Catch yourself on the landing. So all the time, Jake's demonstrating really good absorption of force, working on that deceleration mechanics all the time, but explosive contraction of the muscles here on the jump. Good. Driving up. 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Okay, so at home, you'll now switch legs. So take your 40-second break, switch legs, do a round on your left leg, and then take it back to the right and finish off with the left. So that'll apply for the last 2 exercises. So quite a tough one to finish with, quite tough exercises to finish with. So like I said at the start, if you need to take it back to some of the previous block exercises, do give these exercises a go. If you need to do less rounds, then you can do that. And if fatigue sets in, just slow down, because the focus should be on those strong, powerful movements and repeated efforts. So work on the powerful movements first, then work on extending the efforts. So that's it for this section, and now we're going to take it on to the cool down. We're now going to take it onto a cool down stretch just to finish up the workout. Okay, so for the cool down stretch, you're going to hold each stretch for about 30 to 45 seconds. And you're going to flow through a routine here from standing position down onto the floor and then back up onto the feet. Okay, so Henry, we're going to just start off with a stretch for the posterior chain, so along the calves, hamstrings, glutes, into your back, and we're going to stretch through the chest as well. So I'm going to get you to take your hands behind your back, interlock your fingers, and then you're going to pull your arms back to stretch through your chest. From that position, feet pointing forward, just about shoulder width apart, you're going to hinge forward at the hips and try bring your arms up as high as you can to the ceiling. So you're pulling your hands up to the ceiling and trying to keep your legs nice and straight on this. Good, so we're going to hold here for 30 seconds on each stretch, really pulling those arms up. And really exaggerate that pull of the chest. And as you hold this movement, try exaggerate that pull, pulling back through the shoulders, pulling the hands towards the ceiling. Good, so just holding for another 5 seconds, really exaggerating that stretch and just using a nice slow controlled breathing pattern here, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay, keeping that position, Henry, bring your hands down onto the mat. Good, you're going to walk forward. You're going to drop onto one knee, and you're going to bring the opposite foot forward, and we're going to take a hip flexor stretch here. Good, so you're going to lean forward, and what you're looking for here is a nice stretch on the front of the hip. If you're not feeling that stretch
you can just walk your front foot forward a little bit more. If you're too far back, you're not going to get that stretch. So your knee here in front doesn't want to come over the toes. You're going to walk it forward and hold that stretch. Again, holding each stretch for about 30 seconds. If you can hold it for a little bit longer, you can go up to 45 seconds. Okay, let's keep that position, and we're going to take it now to the hamstring on the opposite side. So you're going to sit back, you're going to allow the toes come up towards you, and you're going to reach forward towards the foot. Okay, so as you're performing this stretch, you want to reach your hands towards the foot, but don't force the stretch and don't force any of these stretches. So just stretching to the point of tension and never pain on these movements. So you're just reaching towards that foot. If you can't reach the foot or the ankle, don't worry about it. Don't force the movement. So again, holding for about 30 seconds here, just helping these muscles to stretch out and kickstart that recovery. Good. Okay, Henry, you're going to switch legs. Opposite leg forward. You're going to push forward for that hip flexor stretch. If you're not feeling that, again, walk that front foot forward a little bit more. And just gently sitting forward. And let your torso come forward with you. You don't want to pull back on this movement. So just keep that spine neutral and hinge forward. Just trying to find that stretch on the front of that back leg. Again, using your breath, deep breaths into the nose, out through the mouth, remembering that that breath can help mobilize the joints and muscles. And sitting back for your hamstring stretch on this side. Again, reaching towards the foot, but not forcing the movement. If you can't reach the foot or ankle, just reach down along the leg as far as you can. If you find that the muscle is releasing out and you can reach a little bit further, take it that little bit further. And on each exhale, imagine that muscle relaxing. And relax. Perfect. Okay, let's face this direction for the next one, Henry. We're going to take it now to the inner thigh. Take your hands down in front. You're going to bring your left leg out to the side. Toes pointing forward. And you're going to press back, and you should feel this stretch along the inside of the left leg. If you're struggling to find that stretch, you're just going to walk the supporting knee out a little bit wider and gently press back into it. You can rotate through the torso and sink down into it if you want to find a little bit of a deeper stretch. Feeling that, Henry? Again, about 30 to 45 seconds. And you can switch legs. Good, okay, straight leg on the stretching leg. Sit back into it, try find that stretch along the inside of the leg. Again, if you're struggling to find that stretch, you can walk the supporting knee out a little bit more, or you can rotate your torso towards the supporting knee. Again, using your breath, relax the muscles on the exhale. Good. Okay, Henry, I'll get you to bring your hands to the front of the mat again. From here, you're going to lift onto your toes. Nice straight leg position. Walk back to a standing position. Trying to keep the legs as straight as possible. And we're just going to finish off. You can stay facing that direction, Henry. We're going to finish off with a quad stretch. So you're going to keep your supporting leg nice and soft on this. I want you to reach back, grab a hold of your foot behind, and pull your heel towards your back side. Now, as you're doing this, the supporting knee staying soft to stabilize. And pulling your heel nice and close to the back side. If your knee is out here in front, you're not going to feel that stretch. So pull it back in line with the opposite leg or back beyond it if you can. Also trying not to let that knee flare out to the side. So keep it centered, keep it pulled back, and hold that stretch on the quad. Again, 30 to 45 seconds and switch it over. Soft supporting leg. Keep that balance. If you are struggling to balance here, you can just hold on to something and get that stretch. So again, knee centered, pull it back. Try not to let it come out in front. Try not to let it come out to the side. Pull it back, stay centered, and feel that stretch on the front here on the quad. Again, using your breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. And relax. Good. Okay, and that's it for our session today. Thank you very much for joining us, and looking forward to seeing you in the next session.